Hello everybody and welcome to this video where I will be trying to build my own Viv, as it's quite popular at the moment. Now, to explain what a Viv is, it's pretty much taking a box like this. This is an old spider home. We had a spider at one point. And pretty much heating the entire box up and having a colony living inside a separate setup inside the box. And by controlling the heat inside this entire box, you can heat them to 27 degrees or something, just like I have in my room right now. But my room is heated by a radiator down here, and it gives the entire room around 24 degrees. If you're building a small Viv like this, you can get a higher temperature. Now, it's quite popular for stores to do this, and it's also becoming a little bit more mainstream for casual keepers to do that, so that's what I'm really trying to do today. To make this project, well, you need some sort of Viv or terrarium. This here is the Exoterria 45 by 45 by 45. And it's not the biggest one, but it will keep a lot of founding colonies. And I'm going to use this for only founding colonies because that's where I have the most issues, where my bull ant colony have been having a hard time, where my Care Bear Diverse had a hard time, and the fire ants and all of this. Hopefully with a more controlled setup like this, it'll be better. So what I've bought today is I've bought a Viv, and I've bought a heat cable. This is the 25 watt heat mat here. Sorry, it's heat mat. And then this is not something I've bought now, but it's something I have. And it's a thermostat controller, meaning you have a little probe here that'll be inside the Viv. And when it's cold, well, it'll tell this plug here to turn on. And the heat mat will heat the outside or the inside, depending on how you want to do it. Inside is probably better because you'll have less wasted heat. So put it inside, and yeah, this will here control the temperature inside, and you can see you have a lot of different temperature controls. I think I'll put mine at, I think I'll start at 26, perhaps a little bit more, like 27, and see how it goes. So yeah, let's do it. So a mess is quickly forming, but it's now been unboxed. And if you look here from the top, we have the setup, and the name of the game here is to keep the temperature inside, meaning having such a lid with well ventilation is not what we want right here. But the nice thing with these Exoterria things is that you have these openings for heat cables and heat probes already from the beginning. Now, I did think about just replacing this with plexiglass, but I think it'll be too much of a task, and instead I'm just going to gaffer tape the top here, and we're done. Okay, so I pretty much just skipped the entire build process, and it's now done. So let me explain what I did. So first of all, this is definitely not the highest quality and the best way to do it. It was a fast and easy way. It took about, half an hour to an hour with a little bit of electrical as well. Just a fast pace build here. Yeah, so what I've done here is we have the thermostat that turns on and off the heat cable in here. It's sitting right here. You can see right now if we just turn it down, it's around 22 degrees in there. And we want to hit that, well, let's start with 26. And that's pretty much the sensor that's right there. It measures the temperature, and it makes sure that this one turns on and off. Now, this one then says, hey, turn on the heat mat, and the heat mat is this huge thing right here, and it turns on. Now, as you can see here in the top, we have now, aka my fiance, she has taped up everything, so there's minimal heat loss. We will, of course, have some heat loss here and around, but most of the heat will now stay inside, meaning it's a stable temperature. Ideally, we want this heat mat to turn on as little as possible, because every time it turns on, it creates a massive heat wave, which can cook the ants right in there. Well, it shouldn't cook them, but it gives a lot. But of course, then as the heat travels across, within a few minutes, this one then says, oh, it's hot enough, and it turns off. Ideally, you would also want to place this sensor as far away as this, because if you place the sensor all the way over here, well, it takes a lot longer for it to activate. And it shouldn't stay turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off. It should be stay turn on, wait a bit, turn off, wait a bit, turn on. We'll just have to wait and see how it works or how it doesn't work. You can see I have not done a lot with my wiring, and my heat mat here has just been put on fast. I know I could have put it all the way over there, but it came a little bit more over here than initially planned. It's how it is. It's just to see if it works or not. A spoiler alert, I should get some honeypots soon, and the honeypots will be in here. I should also get another bull ant queen soon, so that should also be in here. And I'll also put on my other bull, my Brevinota, and the Brevinota will also come in here. I just want to test it out one time to make sure it works, everything. Now what I also did is I connected up the lights, so we have four small spotlights here. That's simple, just some small cables underneath. We have a driver down there, and from the driver I plugged it into my light in here, meaning that if we just go over here, there's so much mess in this room. It's how it is. It actually turns on and off with the light, so that's nice. And as it's LED, it shouldn't do any sort of heating issues. But yeah, this should now help a lot of small founding colonies actually start. And as you can see, there's quite some height in here, so I can build a second floor if it's needed. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. It's becoming more and more popular, and see more and more people do it. First time I saw it was at Antics, and they stored all of their queens in a nice box like so, was well heated, and made sure that all the colonies was at the right temperature. Then Jack started doing it. I saw Jack a lot, and apparently now it's just a thing. A lot of people are now starting to do it. I'm sure a lot of you out there are doing it, and a lot of you are not doing it. But it pretty much makes sure that there's always a stable temperature in there. That's all. I wanted to put it in here, right at the front, so I could just monitor the temperature in there. So yeah, I mean, it's not the best looking thing ever, but also it's just meant to see if it works or not. If it does work, potentially I'll get a bigger one and move some more colonies in there and stuff like that. If it doesn't, well, that's how it is. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the colonies in there will do. I know for a fact that the Tetramarum by Carinatum, which I've just moved in there, it's cleaning day by the way, so I'll clean out some of it today. They love the heat. They're always right at the heat cable, so they want more heat. So hopefully this year will give them a lot of heat. I mean, it's not more than a heat cable, it's actually a little bit less than a heat cable, but hopefully it's more consistent and it will be nicer for them. You could even put a heat cable in there if you want some ants to really cook in there. But I could also see, if I looked at something like my Camponotus nicobarensis, that they move away from the heat cable. So if I move the heat cable to the top, they're right in the middle, meaning they have a good temperature in there. So it's about reading your ants, and if the ants are right at the heat all the time, you know that they probably want some more heat. And potentially that's where this will be good. Again, the thing is, as this block is quite sealed, the heat cable in here, or the massive heat mat, can control it. So I can actually get it all the way up to 32 degrees in here. And it's probably not something I want to do, because most species will not like that. But yeah, it's interesting. Right now I have this bad boy over here running for the massive ecosystem, and also for the leafcutter ants. But this is definitely a lot more budget friendly for most people, and leafcutter ants will also do fine in here. My colony is just too big for this specific setup. So yeah, let me know what you think of such builds. Is it something you want to do? Is it something you already have done? Or is it something you're against? I'm really curious to hear what people think about it. And with that being said, catch you all in another video. Bye!